What's up, guys? Dylan and Danielle here, and welcome to the second episode of Season 2.
of Behind the Studio. Did you say that we were behind the studio first? Okay.
No.
Well, good. Then now you're informed. So throughout this season, we're covering a bunch of different types of photography, and in the last episode, we talked about senior portraits. So if you haven't listened to that one, go ahead and, it's not like you have to listen to that one before this one, but you should definitely add it to your queue.
For sure. And today, we're going to be talking about family sessions, and we have a special guest that you'll hear from a little bit later. We also had a guest in our previous episode, so check that out, like Danielle said.
Yes. So, talking about family portraits. And yes, you guessed it, we think you need family portraits.
Whether your family is big or small. So I know a lot of big families shy away from it because
It's daunting.
It's so daunting. You got to try to organize schedules with, 20 people maybe or more, and it's just overwhelming. And people don't do it.
So, but we've noticed that bigger families tend to do these sessions like in the summer, which I know it's hot, but if you do it in the morning and you do it and everyone cooperates, it can be over in a jiffy.
And
or during holidays.
Yeah. And that's generally when kids are out of school.
Yeah.
So multiple families with kids can be a part of it. Usually there's more flexibility with work and stuff like that in the summer. I mean, not for everyone, but a lot of people have a little bit more flexibility because that's when they're taking their vacations. So they could just, add an extra day or leave extra early or something like that. We just find that it seems to be a little easier to manage big groups like that.
That's when it seems like we have a lot of people book. That and the fall, Thanksgiving, Christmas, when everyone's out for all the holiday breaks.
Yeah, and even if your kids are older and you don't have grandkids yet or something like that, you definitely should still be taking family portraits. So if let's say you have a child that is 16 and 20 that may or may not be into family photos, you should do it. Even if it's a short 20-minute mini session one day, one afternoon.
Update those family pictures in the house.
Yeah, or even if it's a yearly thing that you do for Christmas or birthdays or something like that, just because you're going to always want, updated photos. And another big thing to think about is a lot of people use the Christmas tree farm and stuff as their family photos, but then they're super tied to Christmas. So maybe think about doing it, not at a Christmas tree farm if you're only going to do it once a year, just because, it allows for more flexibility.
Yeah. Or you just wear not Christmassy clothes and
then it looks like you're in a forest.
Yeah.
And that's normal. Yeah. So it's really cool.
Honestly, family photos, even if you don't have kids, if it's just you, it sounds silly, but you're still a family. If it's just you and your significant other, or you and your significant other and your pets, you should still be taking family photos then. Yeah,
because the ultimate thing is to capture the growth of your relationships, of your life, things like that. And as you guys grow, right, things are going to change. You might add a dog to the family, or 2 dogs, or 3 dogs and 3 cats, or a kid, or I don't know, an iguana.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, it makes me think of that scene in Bridesmaids where it's Annie and I forget what the girl's name, but they're debating, and she's like, well, I think that people can grow and not change. And she's like, no, I think if you're growing, you're changing. So just think about that scene when you're should we take family portraits? You should, because you're growing and you're changing, and you want to document that, and you want to hold on to those memories that you might otherwise forget.
Yeah, you probably for sure going to forget. There are pictures that I don't remember taking literally as I was younger, and I got those memories, and I like it. I like to look back on them, and I love them. And looking back, obviously, I think I've talked about this before about how our wedding photos are the most important things to me, because my mom passed away shortly after we got married. And so, those are probably some of the only super professional photos I have with my mom. And looking back, I wish we would have taken more, not just professional photos with my mom, but also just random like Mother's Day photos. Like I should at least have one of those every single year for, 25 years, and I might have 4.
Right. Yeah.
So like even 320 Studio aside, like take pictures with your family, whether that's with an Instastax little camera or Instax. I don't know what they're called. I always thought it was Instastax because that's where Instagram, like it reminds me of that. So I get very confused.
I'm just like Polaroid.
Yeah, whatever. Well, whether you're using like a camera like that or a point and shoot or your iPhone or your Android, you can you should absolutely be taking pictures with your family because man, you're gonna look back and be like, yo, wish I had more pictures of Mama.
Now that we've sold you on taking family portraits, let's talk prep. How do we prep?
So now that we're talking about prepping, there are a few things that you can prep. One of the biggest things is going to be a shot list. And this is more so for our big families, right? If you are a family of like 3, let's say, there's not really a big shot list you need to put together. We'll know what to do with that. We'll know to get singles. So like, that's not an issue. But when
when you have like the mother and father, or the like grandma and grandpa,
or great grandparents.
Like you have the one generation, and that generation had 4 kids, and those 4 kids are now married with their own at least 2 kids each. All that, when it gets into something crazy like that, that's when you're like, okay, we want to get like, the first generation with just the core 4 kids. Like there's so many endless possibilities of combinations with families like that's when you really, really want to make sure that you write down a shot list of like shots that you're like, I absolutely want to get these ones, and anything else is a bonus.
Right. And obviously that's something that we can do, like we can start and break down based on what we know. But we are absolutely going to want to capture what you want. So if you come with us to that shot list, then, you're going to be set up for success. And it's going to make your session go by a little quicker and make sure that we can get everything that we need to get.
Yeah.
Instead of us just sitting and thinking like, okay, did we do this? Did we do that? Did we get this person? And everybody like, oh yeah, we did. And then boom, we forgot the great grandparents and great grandkids, because everyone thought we did it when we did great grandparents, grandkids, and great grandkids, but not great grandkids and great grandparents. Like it gets very confusing. Yeah. Like I'm confused right now just talking about it.
And then there's also like, I'm just thinking too, we recently took like big family photos with Dylan's side of the family, and we took like the in-law photo. So like me and my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law. But that's not a normal photo that every family like would take necessarily
or want.
Yeah, exactly. So like, we're not going to know as photographers to know to do that photo, because it's not like everyone always does this photo, like
right,
gotta get it. But and then like there's also like photo recreations that the photographers are not going to know about ahead of time, so
and not be able to direct.
Yeah,
like we're not going to be able to say, okay, you sit down, you sit on his head.
Like, yeah, so putting that in the shot list, and if you have that photo, or like you could take a photo of that photo to bring so that we can like perfectly recreate it. That's always fun. I love photo recreations, especially like siblings when they're little, because the poses when you're little are appropriate, and then they do not translate appropriately to when you're an adult.
Yeah, so
they're
it's
just really
rather funny. So now we're going to talk a little bit about outfits and locations. And a lot of times we find that families want to match, which is great.
That was like super trendy, like back in like the 90s and 2000s, where like everyone,
the exact same shirt.
Everyone wore a white shirt and blue jeans. Like that was the family photo outfit.
I don't remember. See, I didn't know. I didn't take photos like that.
I mean, I didn't. My family didn't take family photos after I was like we took Olin Mills, like, or JC Penney.
My mom worked for Olin Mills. Yeah. Fun fact. And if y'all don't know what Olin Mills is, I don't actually fully know either. They're
It's
like a photography
old
company.
photo studio.
Yeah.
Like just
They might not
the
even
old,
exist
like,
anymore.
It's like the old posed photos and stuff. No, I don't think they are.
They did. They also did all the photos for yearbooks.
Your yearbooks. I don't think ours.
I mean, yeah, well, it's a lot of yearbooks.
But
Not only Verondra High School yearbooks.
That was the trend for the longest time. But like to be super, super matchy. And like, unless you're doing it, I guess, like ironically, it's not really a thing anymore. It's more like you want to have a color palette. So like a range of colors that you're all kind of going for. And then you kind of just like let everyone like interpret that their own way, like, and in their own style. And sometimes it's really fun because, like, for example, like with our big family photos, we gave a color palette of like neutrals, or like it was like black, white, brown, and then like blue jeans, I think was like.
Or khaki.
No,
wait,
like
brown, I guess.
Like the blue could be included, but only if it was jeans. Yeah. Right? And so like there was just so many different ways you could interpret that, and seeing what everyone ended up with, it was just so cool. And then there was another family that did that. Maybe it was the Armstrongs. You know, I think that time though they didn't even coordinate. They just magically had like the best fall color palette ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you don't want to be like overly matchy.
Unless you do.
Yeah, unless you do. I mean, it's your photos. You literally can wear whatever you want. How it works out best. And to like, because you're thinking about it, you want all these colors to mesh well with all these families' houses. So like, you don't want like this like bright red color in these photos. Like everyone wears red or something, but then so-and-so decorates their house with all like soft blues, and then you got this like,
or has like a green wall. Well, now it's full on Christmas.
Yeah. So like that's something to take into consideration. Like, where are you displaying these photos? Like who is displaying these photos? Like,
and as you do like the combinations, it's a whole lot easier if like families like match palette wise and not exact shirt wise, because as you go mixing families, then it looks like, whoa, where did all this colors come from? Like,
yeah, you got like hot pink,
it's an explosion of color,
red, purple.
Whereas if it's all the same palette, then it's like, oh, look how nice this photo is.
You can make any combination.
It's not distracting.
Any combination of these people, it will be pleasing to the eye. So that's tips on outfits.
Yeah.
And picking location. Yeah.
That, I mean, really, you're anywhere. Like, we photograph in people's backyards, we photograph parks, all this kind of stuff. We do, however, find that the larger the family, the larger the space you'll need, obviously. So if you are a really big family, we suggest like a park or a big open field or something like that. Or
you can think about it this way too, somewhere that has steps so we can level people. Yeah. That's always really handy too. But I mean, if you don't know anywhere with steps, that's also cool. But yeah, think about like, we're not going to take a picture like in the living room of 30 people. Like,
right, yeah, like that would be pretty hard.
Not going to do that.
And like if your backyard is super tiny and butted up against somebody else's house, you probably don't want to do it there. So just think about, when it comes to picking a location, think about the vibe that you want to have. Think about the outfits you're going to be wearing. And because like if you're wearing like, sweaters and stuff, right? You probably don't want to be on the beach because it would look different. I mean, it might look okay, but like it might also be confusing. And then think about like the amount of people that are going to be in these photos, and then like Danielle said a little bit earlier, where they're going to be displayed, like how's it going to look in people's houses, type of thing.
And generally, one location is best, unless you got a small family. Then we could probably vary it up. But if you're looking at like 5 or more people, I would say keeping it at one location is just easier. Because then you're not like having to travel and having to like be like, oh, did we get this picture at this location, this picture at this location, and just all that craziness. But if you have a smaller family, like 2 locations, is probably good.
And then same with outfits, like the larger the family, the singular outfit.
Yeah. But if you got like a smaller family, you could do a fancier outfit and then like a more casual outfit.
Yeah. So all things to kind of think about.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just like putting all this stuff out there so that you guys can be like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Let me figure out this solution to that.
And then as we go on, so all right, so we have figured out and determined, yep, we absolutely need photos. We've made a shot list. We determined what we're going to wear, where we're going to wear it. Now, let's talk about the actual session day. And kind of how we mentioned earlier, if you are a larger family, you're going to want to have the shot list prepared and sent to your photographers in advance, ideally. But if not, having it showing up day of, being like, hey, I got a shot list for you, that's going to be great. So session day, you'll want to bring that if you haven't already sent it. So if you are a smaller family, you can definitely get away with a 20-minute session. That's plenty of time. And if you have younger kids, that's also going to be your friend.
They're usually after the 20-minute mark, they're kind of over it. Like probably 3 and under, maybe even 4 and under. I don't know. But I mean, you know your kids better than we do. So if you think they could do an hour and you want to do an hour, that's totally fine. Like, you can do whatever you want. But this is just what we're suggesting.
Larger families, we absolutely suggest the 1 hour, maybe even the 2 hour session, depending on the size of the family. If you want to do multiple locations, if you want to do multiple outfits, and depending on how big your shot list is. Like a super duper huge family can absolutely do just 1 hour if they don't want all the photos in the world. Yeah. We
did like an hour?
Yeah. But I mean, we're also not super duper huge. We're medium.
I feel like that was pretty big. But we also did mostly like, it was like just everyone stand there and smile. We didn't do like too much like candid stuff. Like we did a few.
We did a few.
But
and like, to be fair, like we were there and Corey was there.
Yeah, we were like
we had 3 highly trained.
We're like, all right, in and out, in and out. And someone's got to go to the bathroom. That's all right. We're gonna do these instead.
Yeah, and our family is like versed in how these things work.
Yeah,
like they've done sessions with us. We trained
have molded them.
Yeah. So like, I don't know that I would say that that's the norm.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we had 3 people there, basically running the show and making sure stuff got done.
But yeah, so larger families, 1 or 2 hours. I would definitely say if it's more than one family combined, like we're the Wilkinsons, but your sister and John are the Trailers. So if there's like more than one family combined, as in like the siblings are now married and they have like a family of their own, I would definitely go for the 2 hour. Because you're gonna have so many combinations in there to that. But if it's just like mom and dad and grown children, maybe a husband or a wife somewhere in there, like I think that's definitely, you could do that in an hour. You might even could do that in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But I would say multiple families, that 2 hour one is
key.
Yeah.
And another thing when it comes to, you know, the day of your session is you're gonna really want to, number 1, keep a super positive attitude and encourage everyone to keep a positive attitude, because the more they can do that, the easier it's going to be for everybody.
Yes.
You're going to want to really listen and trust your photographers because, believe it or not, they know what they're doing. And just be patient too, because, you know, your kids might get a little antsy or they might need a break, which is cool. Then we can, if they need a break, we can just move on and, you know, capture the next set or something like that. So that is some other really good things to like keep in mind.
Yeah. A lot of times this is like the first time that these kids have been at this location. And so they're wanting to explore. And a lot of times I'll be like, look, I'm going to just follow them around a little bit, like kind of get them exploring, get some candid stuff. Like maybe you guys follow them too. And I'll get a cute shot of y'all like walking from behind, like stuff like that. Something to make the kids feel more comfortable too, because if you just like slam them into this like awkward family photo, like they're like
they're gonna be wiggling, they're gonna be crying, they're gonna be all fussy. Another thing too is to keep in mind is try not to get extremely discouraged when your kid doesn't want you. Like we have found sometimes that, you know, the kid might not want to take pictures with dad just because it's a Sunday. Right, like kids have no rhyme or reason as to why they do things,
right?
But or they don't want to take pictures with mom, or don't want to take pictures with anybody,
so
or something like that.
At that point, we'll kind of like roll with the punches and be like, okay, we don't want mom. You don't want mom to hold you, but let's see, maybe you could pick mom a flower
Right.
or something like candid.
Or maybe
like
y'all
that,
can walk and hold hands.
Yes,
if your kid
some
can
sort
walk.
of interacting, because getting that is better than nothing. And like, you don't want your kids to be upset. Like if you keep forcing them to do something, they're just gonna be crying, and then you don't want pictures of them crying anyway.
Right.
So it's like,
so you just gotta kind of be patient
yeah.
and like understand that, man, these might not have gone quite how I wanted.
Yeah.
But
and for older kids, like, just smile, just cooperate.
Cooperate, yeah.
Because the quicker you cooperate, the quicker it's gonna be over with. And like, if mom gets these photos back and she sees that you are not smiling in them, then you're just gonna have to do it all over again.
Or you're gonna get an earful.
Yeah.
So it's just easy. We know, we photograph quite a few, like, I don't know, preteens.
Yeah,
teens
or like
type
yeah,
thing,
even like
and
and
they are
when
just
they cooperate,
so angry. When they cooperate,
they cooperate, it's magical.
It's
I'm like,
magic.
look at these kids. They're awesome.
But it's hard too, because when you're in that age, you're like, I'm really just way too cool for this, actually. So I am just gonna do whatever I want. So don't do that.
Yeah. Also, we're not opposed to bribes if you're not opposed to bribes.
Yeah.
Snacks, promises of ice cream after.
Do you, man?
Yeah.
I don't care.
I think it's a great method.
I mean, I don't.
I wish I would be bribed with ice cream for things. But yeah, I think that's all we have about that. Yeah, just keep an open mind. Have fun. If you get the right photographer, it will be fun.
Facts. And be sure to stay tuned, because after our ad break, we're going to be chatting with just a super, super professional model, if you will.
Yeah.
That has been
He's been being photographed for 9 years.
Yeah.
He's been in multiple family sessions.
Always does really well.
Yeah.
Super cute.
Yeah.
Is our kid. And he's just going to be great.
Yeah. So our son Declan will be joining us after this break. Looking for a creative partner to capture the magic of your special day? Well, you're already in the right place. Our team at 320 Studio has a full suite of services to make your wedding day unforgettable. From photos that capture every emotion to films that bring your story to life, we've got you covered. But 320 Studio doesn't stop at your wedding day. Our team is here to capture all of life's precious moments. Whether it's a family session, a new baby's arrival, or a high school or college graduation, we're here to help you preserve those memories. Visit us at 320studio.co and start working with your wedding and lifestyle creative team today. All right, everybody, we are back from the break, and now we have here Declan, our 9-year-old son. Hello, Declan. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
So this episode is about family portraits. I think we briefed you on that. We're just going to do a little interview with you. We'll ask you questions, and you'll just give us some answers.
Okay.
All right, Declan, do you like having your picture taken?
Sometimes I'm not in the mood. Sometimes I'm in the mood. And sometimes it's like, okay, fine. Take my picture.
Are there ever any times when you have a fun time taking your picture? Like, what are the times when you're like, yeah, I want my picture taken?
Probably like when like different age pictures, like on my birthday, like
ones when it's just about you.
Yeah, like my 9-year-old pictures, 8-year-old pictures, 7-year-old pictures.
Yeah, that makes sense. So those are your favorite types of photo sessions. But what's your favorite part of a family photo session? So like ones that you've taken. Like, we just took those ones back in, I think, December with all of, like, Dylan's side of the family, with your cousins and aunts and uncles and all that. But we've also done somewhere it's just me, you, and Dylan. Somewhere it's, like, you and your dad and Lauren. Somewhere it's, like, all 5 of us. So what's your favorite part about family photo sessions?
Probably just, like, taking pictures with my family and, like, spending time with them.
Oh. That's so sweet. Okay, so what is your least favorite thing about participating in family photo sessions? Do you not have a least favorite thing?
No, not really.
Ooh, I got one.
What?
When I make you wear an outfit you don't want to wear.
Oh, yes.
But at least family sessions, I make you wear, like, the
nice
one out.
clothes.
Yeah.
Like,
But for
I'm
your
more-
birthday photos, I let you pick one outfit and then
and
I
then
pick
you
an
pick. I'm fine with that because I get to wear my own. I'm more of like an athletical, like fabric.
you like
guy.
more casual clothes.
Yes.
Like athletic wear.
Yes.
Yes. Athleisure. I make you wear fancy clothes for our family sessions. But it's not bad. But yeah, that's definitely your least favorite part.
Yeah.
All right. So do you have any funny or memorable moments from one of the many family sessions that you've been in?
No, not really, but I do remember like when you said we took photos with Dylan's side of the family. Yeah. Super cold.
Oh, wait, that was cold? No, the ones where it was like the 5 of us. That's when it was really...
Yes, that was when it's cold.
Yeah.
Bro, and I remember like where like parts of the area were like
frozen
ice. Yes.
Yeah, so that was memorable.
Yes, that was memorable.
Being freezing cold,
yes.
And it was windy. And so we were just trying to get it over with. And we're just like trying not to look tense.
I know. It was like,
but they turned out really good. Our noses were only a little bit red. Yeah, so next question. Do you think that your parents being photographers makes it easier or more difficult for you being in family sessions? Like, does it make it easier or harder for you?
It makes it easier because I know what they do. I don't know, like other photographers just like, oh, okay, what do I do now?
So you're used to our style of directing. Like, you know what we're going to tell you to do. Yes. You know, like, what photos we're going to get. Mm-hmm. And we're pretty quick at it, too. Like, we're not like, what do we do now? Yeah. That makes sense. Do you think there's any downside to your parents being photographers?
No, not really. But, like, there might be a downside for some people. But, like, for me,
it's a plus.
It's not really a downside.
Well, good. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any tips for other kids who might be nervous about being in a family session?
Well, even if you are nervous, just like participate, like do everything so you can get it over with really quickly. And if you're not feeling in the mood, just go through it, just smile, laugh, and that's it.
Fake it till you make it?
Yes. My mom tells me that all the time. Mm-hmm. Doesn't help. I don't even do it.
How do you know it doesn't help if you don't do it?
Because I've tried it before.
Oh.
And I was like, no, this ain't helping. If she tells me this again, no.
Shaking my head. That was a really good tip. And let's see. Okay. All right. So you have 9 years of experience being photographed, right?
Yes.
So how do you like to pose for pictures? What's your favorite, like?
I like to be, like, cool, like.
Yeah.
Yes. Like just cool.
Yeah. You so you prefer like looking like you prefer the poses where you like look cool over like laughing, or you like them both equally?
I like them both equally.
What about action shots?
Like,
well, like for when it's just your photos, like when you're doing like jumps.
Oh, yeah, I like those.
Yeah. Or like if we like hold your hands and swing you.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I know your go-to pose is like squatting down and like.
Yes.
Yeah. I've tried to explain that to other kids to get them to do it, and it's so much harder to explain than it seems like it would be.
And like I like to get on like one knee and like look cool, serious into the distance, and like into a sunset or something.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Like, and rest my arm on my right knee.
Yes.
Like,
that's like your go-to pose.
Yes.
I like it. You pull it off really well. Okay. And we talked a little bit about this previously, but like, what's your favorite outfit to wear for sessions?
Probably like red, black, and white. There's a little bit of gold in there. I'm down too.
Yeah. And that would go, like, if you put pictures in your room of you, that would go well in your room because that's like your room colors too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll never get to wear those colors in a family photo session. I'm sorry to tell you.
It's more like it's more like black, white, or brown.
Yeah, pretty much.
Doo-doo.
You did get to wear red pants for our Christmas session that one time.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, but I still think you didn't really like those pants because they were not soft. They were like I don't know, fancy pants. Okay, so speaking of your birthday photos, we took your 9-year-old photos not too long ago, and
I found blue.
You already answered my question. I was gonna say, why don't you tell everyone where you chose to take them and why?
I chose Fountain Blue because I was gonna go there for the sunset, go on the beach, if you ever been there and you've been on the beach and you go to the left side of the beach, there's some rocks there. That's where I took one of my photos. I was meditating on a rock into the sunset.
Yeah, that was cool.
The main reason I went there is for the sunset and the beach.
Do you feel like we achieved that?
Yes.
Yeah, I really, really loved how your 9-year-old photos came out.
Yeah, I did too.
Which outfit is your favorite from that session? Because we had the outfit that you picked out, which was, I think, your Pikachu shirt and your athletic shorts.
Yes.
And then I picked out an outfit where it was khaki shorts, a mustard yellow shirt, and then a mustard yellow and gray plaid, flannel over it.
I did like the flannel. That's actually probably my favorite, to be honest.
Well, I'm glad.
That's probably the only time it'll be my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's the only outfit I'll be cool with.
Do you think it worked out good because I put you in shorts instead of pants?
Yes.
That helped a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you made me wear my, weren't those my school shorts?
Yeah. Hey, they match, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And I knew that they fit you.
Yeah.
And you're used to wearing them.
Yeah.
So it worked out.
Yeah.
And you didn't have any shoes on with that outfit either, huh? Right?
No.
Because you're on the beach and stuff. Do you have any last minute things to tell everyone before we wrap it up?
Just stay positive. Just go with it. Get it over with. Because if you're like me, you did not like pictures, so you want to get it over with.
Or you could just make the most of it and have fun with it.
Or you could do that.
Yeah, so either way, if you think you can have fun with it, have fun with it. If you know that you're not going to have fun with it, just participate and let it happen.
Just do your best, even though, fake smile, fake laugh. Do all the fake things. That helps.
Yeah, fake it till you make it.
Yes. That's not what I do. I don't like doing that.
Well, you do a good job because your fake laughs turn into real laughs. Yeah.
Yeah, because y'all laugh. Other people laughing makes me laugh too.
Exactly.
It's kind of like yawning. It's kind of contagious.
Oh, I like that. All right, so that about wraps up this episode on family sessions. We talked about in the beginning why we think everyone needs to take family portraits. We talked about how to prep, preparing a shot list, picking your outfits and locations. We talked about how long of a session everyone might need. And then we got to chat with Declan today. So this was a great time. Thank you for coming on, Declan. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for Season 2, Episode 2 of Behind the Studio. If you would like to...
Welcome.
What? Oh,
I said, yep, you're welcome.
If you would like to learn more about 320 Studio or anything we talked about in this episode, we have got some links in the show notes for you. So until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.